Welcome to Wild Breakaway alongside Wes Walz. I'm Audra Martin. The Minnesota Wild knew facing the Calgary Flames would not affect their postseason fate, no matter what the outcome would be. But they also knew that a win would send them into the postseason with a bit of confidence and a bit of momentum. Unfortunately, it didn't go in their favor as they fall 2-1 to the visiting Flames. Niklas Backstrom, a familiar face, had a fantastic night.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and really the reason why the Minnesota Wild lost this game 2-1 to the Calgary Flames. He was really good early and often, and the Minnesota Wild, in my opinion, after the second period, could have very easily been up 4 or 5 goals. The most important thing for me coming out of this game, obviously, like you mentioned, the Wild weren't going to do anything in the standings. It really didn't affect anything that way. Make sure we have no injuries. That was the most important thing. Guys got through the game. Nobody got hurt. No one got a broken foot blocking shots. But obviously, they'd like would have liked to have won the game without a doubt, but came up a little short. Well,
here's a look at tonight's final stats. Again, Niklas Backstrom with a phenomenal performance, turning away 35 of Minnesota's shots on goal. 0 for 5 on the power play for the Wild, but a perfect 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. That means the Minnesota Wild take a 5-game losing streak into the postseason. No matter who they were going to face in any scenario, it was bound to be a tough matchup for this Minnesota Wild team, just based on some of the struggles that they've been having lately. So, Wes, with the playoffs just a few days away, what is the #1 thing you want to see from this Wild team before we get deep into the playoffs, the first series?
Well, first of all, I mean, the Minnesota Wild are going to need to, I mean, they're playing high-end teams, whether it's the Dallas Stars or the St. Louis Blues. They're going to have to play better than they've played the last 4 or 5 games. Do I think sitting in the locker room they're going to be thinking about losing 4 in a row when they play in Dallas? I don't think so, but they're going to need to play better than they've played over the last 4 or 5 games, or it's going to be an early exit. I mean, if they're playing the St. Louis Blues or the Dallas Stars, those are both 2 high-end teams. The Minnesota Wild have shown throughout this whole year that they've been able to dial it up when they play high-end teams. But they haven't been able to do that of late, but they're going to have to flip the switch because they don't want to get down a game or 2 against the Dallas Stars or the St. Louis Blues, whoever it may be.
Well, the good news is the playoffs mean a clean slate, and it's only a few days away for the Minnesota Wild. That's a wrap on the regular season. We'll see you in the postseason. In the meantime, for Wes Walz, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us on Wild Breakaway.